So this news came out a little earlier today. I actually forgot to talk about it earlier, and I was like, oh shit, because I was actually watching Manos' video on it, and I was like, oh fuck, I forgot about that. So I apologize for that. That was on me. Yeah. So we're going to be talking about I'm going to be talking about the upcoming event this year, which actually, in theory, is something I thought of a while ago. We're 2 for 2 in comics. The little moment in Dawn of DC, I was like, hey, I thought of that. And then I was like, I definitely thought of this story. And that is Ultimate Invasion. So Ultimate Invasion is going to be written by Jonathan Hickman and Brian Hitch, who did a lot of work at Post Ultimatum, and I call it damage control, because good lord did they after Ultimatum, yeah, there needed to be some serious damage control after the events of Ultimatum, because good fucking god. I don't think I need to say Ultimatum, one of the worst Marvel comics out there. Second, I don't think this is a hot take at all, but Ultimatum is the second worst Marvel book behind Marvel. I don't think that's a hot take. I think that, I just think, Ultimatum is just that bad. It's second only to Marvel. Which is Marvel is arguably the worst comic ever made. Let's be real. If I was to put, third worst Marvel comic, I'd say Trouble. And if you know, you know. You probably also know from Comic Pop, but that's okay. Anywho, so let's talk about Ultimate Invasion. Getting back on topic, Ultimate Invasion is the upcoming 4-issue event, which actually sounds self-contained. And I wish we had more Marvel events that were more self-contained, you don't need tie-ins or whatever. It's all just one. Why can't we have a story like Doom War again? You guys remember Doom War, where it was it was spun out of the Black Panther comics, and it was treated like an event that no one read, but it was actually really fucking good. I'm kind of excited at the thought of the Ultimate Invasion being a 4-issue miniseries and not tying into anything else. So, what is Ultimate Invasion? Ultimate Invasion is that this is the fruits of the Maker's, what the Maker has been building to for ages, is bringing back the Ultimate Universe. And the Illuminati has teamed up with Miles Morales in order to stop the Maker because obviously it's going to blow up this Earth if the Ultimate Universe comes back. So, the Ultimate Universe is coming back, and it's the Maker, which, funny enough, I thought of this exact plot in a Patreon request. Someone asked me how would I bring back the Ultimate Universe, and I was like, yeah, I would do this. I literally mentioned off, and I was like, I read the synopsis for this story. I was like, hey, wait a minute, I thought of something like this. Yeah. So, anyway. So this story is now I'm for reference. I've never been the biggest Ultimate Universe guy. I've never been the biggest Ultimate Universe fan in the longest time, probably ever. I do love, and now don't get me wrong, I do love Miles Morales. That I do love the character of Miles, and there are some things in the Ultimate Universe I do like, but for the most part, I'm just it's just a more mean-spirited version of of 616 universe. I don't need that in my life. That's how I've been, especially, and then Ultimatum just kind of proved that. Now, again, Hickman did do a lot of work in Ultimates after Ultimatum and kind of fixing a lot of things, and he's the guy behind the Maker. He's the guy, and yeah, the Maker is Ultimate Reed Richards, and the Maker has been a villain. You probably remember him a lot in the Venom comics. So, yeah. Now, the thing you have to really think about, and this is kind of my thought process, is that what we know about this story is that this will focus on the Illuminati and Miles. And the big thing in this story, the big thing I'm worried about is, this is obviously the return of the Ultimate Universe. I think that's what we're building to, is the official return of the Ultimate Universe. which I'm like, all right, sure. But my fear is when that happens, Miles is going to go back to the Ultimate Universe. And that kind of... now, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I just have that fear that that's what's going to happen. That's what I'm saying, is that I'm more worried that Miles is going to go back to the Ultimate Universe. And I know some people are going to be like, well, that's what we all want. Yeah, but it's kind of nice to read an in-universe Spider-Man comic that isn't fucking garbage. Looking at you... again, I don't blame Jim Zub for the way Spider-Man has been going. And I get that, like, that's editor. No, like, everyone says, I want to write Spider-Man. I'm like, the editors are the real villains you have to fight. The editors for Spider-Man. Yeah. So... And it's kind of... And yeah, it's really nice to read a Spider-Man comic that is in universe and way better. It's way better. Every Spider-Man book that isn't Spider-Man seems to, like, benefit from, like, editors who don't give a fuck or are way less controlling. So it's kind of... So that's so that's why I think a lot of people like the Miles... One of the reasons why people like the Miles book. Now, why are they doing this? Again, I think it's a lot like they've been building to the return of the Ultimate Universe for the longest time, both in the Miles book and in Venom and some of the other books the makers showed up. And to its credit, you know, it is kind of nice to have like a competent writer. Like if this is the way to bring back the Ultimate Universe, you know, Brian Hitch on artwork, who did the Ultimates, and Hickman, who helped. Who was a big writer in his own way, and like I've been saying throughout this video, he had a lot of help and doing damage control in the Ultimate Universe until it got shit canned. Thanks, Ultimatum. I am curious to see how this goes, because it's kind of fascinating to think about like what they could do with this book in a 4-issue story, and it is kind of neat to have Miles as the focal point, because they did say throughout this interview in this article is that Miles is the focal point of this, and it would make sense. I mean, it's been kind of referenced a few times in the Miles book that Miles, how he went from Ultimate to 616 has been brought up a few times. So Hickman, who does kind of play around with continuity a bit, but he does know continuity. And he does respect it from other writers. So, well, to an extent. Let me throw out a quick disclaimer real quick. But yeah, I think this is going to be a very interesting event. I think this is going, and again, the fact that it's self-contained. Holy shit! Thank you. Yeah, I don't need like 100,000 tie-ins or whatever, but it is going to be cool. Again, we're all kind of... and to be fair, we're just kind of speculating that this is the return of the Ultimate Universe. Because that's what it sounds like. And for all intents and purposes, it might not be the return of the Ultimate Universe and Miles stays in the main universe. This is all just speculation by the end of it, so it's really hard to tell at this point. But it does sound cool, and I know a lot of you guys out there were major fans of the Ultimate Universe. So I'm going to leave it up to you guys. What do you guys think of the upcoming event, Ultimate Invasion? Are you guys excited for it? Are you guys not? And are you guys afraid that this might be, you know... Are you guys excited that this might be the return of the Ultimate Universe? Or not? And do you think this is going to be Miles back in the Ultimate Universe and he's never going to be back in the regular universe again unless we get another Spider-Verse event for the umpteenth time? Just comment below, let me know. Once again, hope y'all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.